Yeah. Hey. Yeah.
Welcome back to Blitzburg Squad. I'm Wesley Seeley, joined us alongside Shane Smith. Thanks for joining us as we dive into the NFL Week 11 predictions. Starting off, man, we got a great one on Thursday night. Arizona Cardinals at the Seattle Seahawks.
Yes, division game. Whoever wins this is probably taking the division, I would say.
Yeah. You got the Rams hanging out there, though,
yeah,
too.
Rams are doing good, too. I mean, it's going to come to a close race for sure. However, Cardinals are looking good. Seahawks are looking bad. They're asking way too much for Russell Wilson because their defense cannot do a thing. And so realistically, it's Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins versus Russell Wilson and DK Metcalf against two completely different defenses. Even though it's at Seattle, I'm going Cardinals.
Quite the duos on both sides of the teams there. You're going Cardinals? I'm actually going to go Seahawks. Because Russ has lost the past two.
Well, I can tell you they were 5-0, I believe, and now they're 6-3. So they've lost 3 of their last 4.
Wow, yeah, because they dropped one against the Bills big time, and they lost to the Rams last week. Yep.
Yeah, they're way down in the division now.
Yeah, and that was a division game there too. So I'm going to say Russ is going to bounce back here and play an awesome game. He's going to have to because, like you said, his defense is horrendous.
Defense won't do anything.
Arizona Cardinals, though, they pulled out that miracle game last week against the Bills, and they've looked pretty solid, though. I mean, the Bills are a good team, so that was a good game. But I could see it going either way. But I'm going to take the Seahawks and go with Russ. What do you have for a score for this one?
Just because of how bad their defense is, I'm going to say Cardinals 45. Seahawks 35.
45-35. Okay. I will go Seahawks. We'll go 34-27 Seahawks.
Okay.
Then we got our Sunday games kicking us off. We've got the Bengals at the Washington football team.
So we just absolutely harassed the Bengals. Poor Burrow. I'm not sure how his ankle's feeling this week. The football team keeps losing, but it seems like they found their quarterback in Alex Smith.
Right.
He's looked really solid in his 2 games that he was put into action and played. I don't know if he started both of them or if he just played the majority of the last 2, and he's just kind of wound up on the wrong side. He is turning the ball over a little more than I'd like.
Right.
But the Bengals' defense is fairly weak, and Washington's is a little better. Not great, but a little better. So I'm going to say Alex Smith gets his first win in over 2 years.
Okay. These teams are pretty similar in my mind to each other.
Chase Young is the difference to me.
Okay, I'm going to say Joe Burrow's the difference to me, and I do think I do think Alex Smith has done an awesome job, and I could see this going either way because Alex Smith is playing.
Right.
If it was Haskins or Kyle
Allen, it would be Bengals.
I would say
all the
Bengals.
Way.
And it's going to be a close one. I think Alex Smith will at least give them a shooting chance, but I don't think Joe Burrow will lose another one here in a row. They do look like a better team in the second half of the season, or at least the past couple of games. So I don't know. I think the Bengals will come back and rally up and get a win here. I think Bengals. We'll go 23-13 Bengals.
Okay, I'm going to keep it close. I'm going to say 21-17 Washington.
Okay. Then we got the Falcons at the Saints.
So the Saints are. I don't even know if they've decided who their quarterback is. I don't know if it's Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill. Just because it is for sure that Breeze is out after suffering. I believe they've now said broken ribs and a collapsed right lung. Falcons. I don't remember if they played last week. They may have been on a bye, but they've been on a pretty decent winning streak. I want to say they were like 0-5, and now they're 3-6. So not super competitive, but they've turned it around since Dan Quinn's been off, and Matty Ice and Julio are back on the same page, and hopefully Calvin Ridley's back because I know he had an injury.
Yep.
And Todd Gurley's really helped them out. So if it's Jameis Winston, he's a 50-50 quarterback, 1 touchdown to 1 pick. So the Saints defense is going to have to step it up, and there's just so many weapons, especially being a division game. I think the Falcons are going to take this without Drew Brees being there because there's just
Really?
not that. There's just not that smart. Winston's not nearly as smart as Brees.
Sure. I am still gonna go New Orleans because I think where Winston is, he's a capable backup. I don't think he's a starter. I think he's a capable backup. But when he actually can throw well, he can throw it well. When he makes the right decisions.
Right.
But I also think they'll put a better game plan around him to give him like easier decisions and just kind of format a game plan around like his playing style. And then I think they'll also kind of mix in Taysom Hill to give less snaps to Winston, so you'll have a little bit of a mixture of both.
I would trust them more if Taysom was their quarterback the whole time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't blame you because we've seen the track record of Jameis. But Atlanta, yeah, you're right. I mean, they've looked better than they did at the beginning of the season, and they do still have an offense with Julio and Todd Gurley and Matt Ryan. So they might come out firing, but I'm still going to take the Saints. I just think they're a better overall team. I think they have a better defense too to combat the Falcons. But
yeah, Falcons' defense is not good, but not nearly as good as the Saints at least.
Right. I'm kind of thinking Saints. I think it'll be a close one, but I'm going to take Saints. We'll go 26-24.
Okay. I'm going to say 31-28 Falcons. So kind of higher scoring, but still pretty close being in the division game.
Okay. Then we got the Steelers at the Jaguars. I know we'll talk a little bit more about this one in our preview for the game.
Yeah, I mean, it basically comes down to 9-0 versus 1-8. They've dropped 8 in a row.
And a rookie quarterback. Another one.
We don't play great in Jacksonville. 10-0 though.
I agree. What do you have for a score?
We'll go more in depth on that. But, yeah. My score's 28-10.
28-10. I got 34-17.
Okay. Nice big margin there.
That's right. Hopefully we see it.
Ooh, I just seen that we're 10-point. We have a 10-point thing for the betting.
Oh wow.
We're not good when it comes to double digits.
No, we're not. We're not good against the
that
spread.
Just made me a little more nervous. But
Patriots at the Texans.
So Patriots had that great win. I mean, it was probably the only time I have ever cheered and rooted for the Patriots ever.
Sad to say, but
just because I really wanted to see Baltimore lose.
Yeah.
And really, realistically, I think the only reason they won is because at the end of that game, it was just pouring. You could only run the ball. Yep. Is it at? No, it's at Houston.
Yeah.
Man, this is going to be close. I'm guessing Stephon Gilmore's probably back, so that's going to be a one-up for the Patriots. And the Texans, they're doing okay, but they're not putting complete games together. So I hate to say it, but I'm saying Patriots.
Me too. There's just something about the Houston Texans I want to love, and I love Deshaun.
Yeah, I love Deshaun. I love JJ.
And when he's on, he is on. Like he's a great. He can really air it out. He can throw us for numbers, man.
He misses DeAndre.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I'm sure he's still every day he goes to his locker room, he's cursing Bill O'Brien.
Bill O'Brien. Yeah, but New England had a great win against Baltimore last week.
Uh-huh. They found their way to success.
I don't really know what to make of them this year because of that win. But I guess because they still have Bill Belichick and Stephon Gilmore, I guess I'll take the Patriots. I don't know. That's not really a whole lot to lean on, but that's what I'm going to go with. So what do you have for a score for this one?
I like to do low scores of the week. This probably won't be one of them, but I'll go with it. I'm going to say Patriots win 12-6.
Okay, I'm going to go Patriots 17-13.
Okay, so you think it's going to be low, too?
I mean, it could happen either way, but if Deshaun doesn't get going, then nothing happens there, and you know what Cam's going to get you.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when the Patriots go up, they're just going to continue to run the ball and just run out the clock, so not a lot of scoring, not a super exciting game.
Exactly. I'm with you there, low scoring. Eagles at the Browns.
So Browns had a bye last week?
No. Who did they play? They played. I remember seeing highlights of Nick Chubb running the ball.
Oh, they played against the Texans.
Oh, yes.
They won 10-7.
Yes, very low scoring.
It's at Cleveland again.
Yep.
Cleveland seems to have Mother Nature completely and utterly against that whole city right now. Because first the Raiders, now the Texans, now they're playing against the Eagles. Who knows how the heck the weather's going to be. So I expect a really
That's a valid point.
scoring game at this point. I don't know. I still don't know how I feel about the Eagles. Like, they're probably going to win their division poorly just by beating the other division members.
Yeah.
As much as I'd love to see the Browns lose, I don't see them losing this one. Like, I just think Baker, well, not even Baker. I think Nick Chubb can just run that offense, and he's just on a different level, and their defense is leaps and bounds above the Eagles, because although we give the Eagles front four or front seven credit, the Browns have more than just pass rush going for them. They have Denzel Ward. They have Greedy Williams. They do have Sendejo, who's horrible. But I don't know. I think this one could be a low-scoring game as well, but I'm going Brownies.
This might be a little bit of my bias creeping in here.
I went unbiased this time.
But I'm going to go with the underdogs here and go with the Eagles, because I think this is going to be one of those fluky games for, well, maybe not fluky, I guess it could be called, but just one of those off games for Baker that, like you said, their front four, their front seven, and the Eagles is nasty.
Yeah.
If they get after him and make it a day for him, and they can stop Nick Chubb and make Baker pass it, like, I don't know. He might be in for a long day, and I just think, like, we don't really know, like you said, we don't really know what to make of the Eagles yet.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like
they are just an enigma. Like, they just continue to hang around because their division's so bad, but they seem leaps and bounds above their division, but way less competitive than anybody else, unless they play us.
And they're the one team I could see, though, that would, like, turn it on, though.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like,
and they're good for second half, so I could totally see that.
And they've always been an underdog, so.
Always. Yeah, they're 3.5-point underdogs here, so not horrible.
Yeah. So I'm going to go with the Eagles on this one. I think, oh, boy, we'll go Eagles 28, Browns 20.
Okay. I'm going 14-10.
Okay.
I just don't trust Cleveland Stadium anymore with its weather.
The crazy weather.
Yeah.
Next matchup, we've got the Lions at the Panthers.
Okay.
I
think Teddy's out.
Yeah, I saw he got injured.
His right knee got injured. I haven't seen anything about it. I have no clue if Christian McCaffrey's back or not. I know he's got a shoulder injury. So I'm going off the precedence that they're both probably out. And the Lions, I don't remember who they played last week. I could check that. But I thought they looked okay. Maybe the Lions were on a bye.
Well,
no, they played Washington, and they end up winning by 3 points.
Yeah, okay.
They scored 30, and so they did okay. And DeAndre Swift looked pretty solid as their starting back. So, I just think the Panthers have too many injuries to some key pieces that the Lions are gonna pull back to 500 here.
Ditto. I'm taking the Lions too, because if Bridgewater was in and McCaffrey was in, I'd take the Panthers. But because of those two guys being out, I don't know.
Right, and they may play, so we may be completely
right.
wrong. But I'm going off of, as of Wednesday, that Bridgewater's injury was at least enough to keep him out, and that Christian McCaffrey's still not playing because it kept him out last week unless something.
It is his shoulder, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his shoulder this time. It was his ankle before.
Oh, that's right. Jeez, he can't stay healthy.
Yeah, poor guy. I mean, they just run the wheels off of him.
Yeah, no kidding. What do you think for a score for this game?
I'm going to say Lions 27, Panthers 14.
Okay, I'll go 20-14
Okay.
Lions. Okay, here's the game. Tennessee Titans at Baltimore Ravens. Should be a really good one.
It should be. They're both coming off a loss. Both pretty
surprising losses, too, for me at least.
Yeah, very surprising. I really thought Indy was going to drop one to them,
Mm-hmm.
especially with it being at Tennessee. And they were looking good in the first half, and then they just fell flat.
Yep.
And the Ravens, Lamar for once looked okay at quarterback. He was hitting his guys, and his guys were dropping it, which I love to see. As a Steelers fan, I have no problem watching that and watching them fall.
Yep.
It is at M&T Bank, but it was at M&T Bank last year.
In the playoffs? Yeah.
And tell me, I mean, literally the Titans are going to do pretty much the same exact thing that the Patriots just did to the Ravens. They're going to put it on Derrick Henry's shoulders. They're going to expect him to just pound that defense away. And then they're going to implement some play action. And they have, honestly, better wide receivers than the Patriots do to be able to do it. And who knows? Calais Campbell's out with a calf. Brandon Williams left that game with an ankle. Those are their two big run stoppers, and that's really when the Patriots started going to town is when Brandon Williams left. I don't know whether Calais and Brandon will be back or if they have to miss this week. And this could be bias, but I'm going Titans.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I can only be biased once. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I just don't think they're going to lose back-to-back games like that. Back-to-back-to-back.
Yeah, back-to-back-to-back.
Yikes. Yeah, no.
Well, if they lose this one and we beat them that Thanksgiving night game, we have effectively eliminated the Ravens from being able to take the one spot.
For sure. Clinch.
Not quite the Browns. I think we would need the Browns to at least lose one game.
Yeah, I think we would clinch, though. You're
right.
right.
Like that. But, yeah, it would be fantastic.
I just don't.
At 11-0, if you don't clinch, you have an issue.
Or I would. I agree. I just don't know. I mean, Baltimore, think they're the stronger overall team. Their defense is nasty. And maybe with Brandon Williams, Calais Campbell being out, if they are out, maybe that would totally shift them and make them a different-looking defense.
Yeah, and I'm not sure Derek Wolfe might have got injured, too.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot of their front line.
Yeah, but overall, their defenses look super solid. Mm-hmm. So I guess if those pieces are missing, they might look completely different. But so far, defenses look great. Offense, Lamar might not look the same as he did last year, but he's still doing his crazy runs. And
running the ball, they're doing very, very well at.
And he's managing the game for the most part. Tennessee, though, they just lost to a division. They lost, or I think they won the previous week against the Bears.
Yes, they did. That was pretty much a blowout. That might have been a shutout, if not close to a shutout.
Right. So they could come in here and do the same thing they did last year in the playoffs. I just don't see it. I think Baltimore's got a stronger defense, and even if one of those guys plays, Brandon Williams or Calais Campbell. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it should help
I would
them.
say Calais playing would mean more than Brandon, just because Calais is a great run stopper, but he's also such a massive human being that he's good with the pass block.
Deflection.
Because he gets deflections. He may not get there all the time, but he's getting deflections because his hands are massive. His wingspan's massive.
This should be an awesome matchup, man.
This is at 1 o'clock as well. Yeah, I'm pretty bummed out because there's no way I'm missing the Steelers game.
No,
but if the Steelers played later or the Ravens and Titans played later, this is one I would watch for sure.
Yep. What do you think for a score for this game?
I'm going to say the Titans score first, and because of that, when the Ravens play from behind, they're a completely different team. They do way worse.
Okay.
So I'm going to say Titans 35, Ravens 17.
Whoa.
I'm saying it's a whooping.
Big victory. Okay. I think it's going to be sort of the same game plan on the opposite side. So I think Baltimore is going to use kind of the game plan they did against us. Run, do options, power runs, swing runs, and just try to control the clock so they keep Derrick Henry on the sideline. So I'm going to say I'll go Baltimore. We'll go 31-26.
Oh, wow. You're keeping it close.
Yeah.
We've picked a lot of the opposites
we have.
this week.
Which we're usually on the same page when we pick
we
the same
are.
people, but kind of makes it interesting. Jets at the Chargers.
Well, the Jets are a dumpster fire. They're tanking for Lawrence. Well, the poor Jets seem to lose every close game. It's at Las Vegas, right?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Yes, Los Angeles Chargers, Las Vegas Raiders.
If the Jets had a chance to win, this would be it. Because it feels like Chargers lose every single opportunity.
Because their defense has played them so bad. Poor Justin Herbert, if he loses this one, even if he plays great, he could throw for 600 yards, 5 touchdowns, and they'd probably still bench the poor guy if he lost to the Jets.
Yeah.
So for his sake, I really hope he doesn't lose to the Jets this week.
No.
I don't. Well, if it's a close game, the Jets probably win it. So I'm gonna say it's a blowout.
Me too. I'm going Chargers 38, Jets 10.
I'm going 42-10 Chargers.
Ah, there we go. There we go. I like it. Okay, so Dolphins at the Broncos.
Dolphins have been a surprise.
I would say biggest surprise this year, right?
Yeah, like we'd wondered how they were going to be, and they took some players off the Patriots defense, and I mean they've been kind of building, and they were starting to get on a winning streak, and while they were on the winning streak, they put Tua in, and now he's 3-0 as a rookie. He looks great, and the opposite could be said for the Broncos. It's Drew Lock just isn't impressing me. Their team isn't impressing me, and maybe a big part of that's Von Miller being out for the year and not having that veteran, on the defense, along with just as a team in the whole, because no doubt he'd be a captain.
Yep.
But I'm going Dolphins on this one. I don't see one where they drop this.
I'm going Dolphins too. The only thing that might play a factor in this one for me is that it's at Denver.
Yeah, Mile High could be something different
It's
for
always
Tua.
right. It's always a tricky place to play for a lot of people, and especially with him being a rookie. You don't know. I mean, that might be a huge factor that throws him off. So, I'm still going to take the Dolphins. I think they're just rallying around Tua, and they're playing really well, man.
Yeah. And I mean, they find so many ways to score, whether it's defense, special teams, running, passing. I mean, against the Cardinals, that was an absolute, complete game by them.
Big time win. Yep. What do you think for a score?
I'm going to say 24-21 Dolphins.
Okay. Keeping it close.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, we'll go 30-20 Dolphins.
Okay.
Cowboys at the Vikings.
Vikings did end up winning against the Bears.
They did.
It's the Bears' defense that keeps them in games, and Kirk Cousins, you really don't know who you're getting.
Yep.
Cowboys, I don't know who the heck's starting for them anymore. I don't know if they're going to put it to
Gilbert?
Garrett Gilbert or Cooper Rush or Andy Dalton or Ben DiNucci or who knows. Maybe they'll make Zeke Elliott their quarterback or something. I really don't know. They're going to be fighting for whatever they have because they have a chance to win their division still. Everybody in that division does. But Dalvin Cook against a horrible run defense. Dalvin Cook.
I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
Whoa.
I know, this is crazy. But if the Cowboys play anything like they did against us and put together a game plan like they did, and Garrett Gilbert plays the way he did, they definitely have a fighting chance. And actually, I would say they would handle this game if they play like that. Dalvin Cook does worry me. That's why I almost at the last second switched my answer, but I was like, I'll stick with him.
Dalvin Cook's a monster.
He is. But you don't know what you're getting with Kirk Cousins, so
no, that's
it's all up to Dalvin. I'm gonna lean on the Cowboys only if they play the way they did against us. That's what I'm banking on, which is probably pretty rare. But
here's to put into comparison the running game. Dalvin Cook has 174 carries, 954 yards, and 12 touchdowns through 9 games.
Wow.
Zeke Elliott has 150 carries, 572, and 5 touchdowns.
Wow. It's about half his production.
Through the same amount of games. Dalvin Cook is on another level.
He is. He's a monster this year. What do you think for a score for this game?
Oh, poor Cowboys are getting...
Uh-oh.
Woo!
Shellacked, huh?
I'm saying... I'm going to say 38-7.
Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna go 23-17 Cowboys.
Cowboys. Okay. I'm saying Dalvin's good for 4 of those touchdowns.
You could be right. Packers at the Colts. Another really good matchup.
Yeah, because Colts kind of came out and surprised everybody by dang it, my eye. By whooping.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just decided that it was gonna maybe. Colts came up, surprised the Titans, whooped on them in the second half.
Right.
First half, I would say it was a little different, and Packers have been pretty solid. It's at Indy. I'm trying to think. I trust Aaron Rodgers more than I do Phillip Rivers.
Agreed.
Colts defense is solid. Packers defense isn't. But I think the Packers need this one more.
Yeah, and I think Packers find a way to combat Indy's defense. I think their offense is just it's been humming basically this whole year.
Way too dynamic.
Right. And I don't know. I just don't think like Indy's defense is good. I just don't think they find a way to match up against the Packers offense. So
yeah. No,
and then,
I would agree. Because they have Aaron Rodgers, but then they have Aaron Jones. And Aaron Jones, he's proven that when Aaron Rodgers isn't playing well, he can take over games.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm going Packers. I'll go Packers 35, Colts 21.
That's a pretty good score. I'm going to say 32-22 Packers. Make it an odd score this one.
Okay. Is that your odd score this week?
Yeah, I'll call that my odd score of the week.
Kansas City at Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm very interested to watch this game because the Chiefs'
Sunday night
only
game.
loss is to the Raiders, and it was at
Kansas City.
Arrowhead.
Yeah.
And so you'd figure the Raiders would be better off to do it at home. And the Chiefs, they had their bye. I think Andy Reid's really, really solid out the bye, though. Like, he normally doesn't lose out of the bye.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be considered the upset, but the Chiefs' defense just, they're their weak point. That's their weakest link, week in, week out. And a lot of people complain about our team because we can't run the ball. Chiefs can't run the ball either. They got Le'Veon Bell. They have Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They have everybody under the sun, and they still can't run the ball either.
Yep.
Nobody's saying anything because Mahomes then throws for 600 yards.
Yeah.
But, you know, if the running game continues to struggle, the Raiders then have a guy named Josh Jacobs who is healthy because I don't think he was healthy or even maybe he didn't even play. I want to say he did, but maybe he didn't. Against them the last time. I'm going Raiders in this one.
Wow.
They seemed it's a division game, so it's going to be close.
Yep.
And they seem to have found the way to get after the Chiefs, and it's just kind of outscoring them and finding the weak spots in the Chiefs' defense.
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what the matchup looked like last time, but if the Raiders can roll with Josh Jacobs and keep Mahomes and company off the field, keep him on the sideline, they would have a good chance in this game. I do think, though, however, it is working in their favor or against them because the Chiefs are coming off their bye. I'm going to take the Chiefs. I just think they're going to get the better of the Raiders. They're going to split this year. It is at the Raiders' house, but it's prime time and coming off the bye. I don't know. I just think it's too much for the Raiders to hold up to. I think, I don't know. We'll go 34-28.
Okay. I was going to say, it was high-scoring last time, and if you're the Raiders, you have to score high to beat them.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going 45-42 Raiders.
Oh, man.
You have to. I think you have to pretty much score 40, unless your defense is a defense like ours, like the Ravens or those elite defenses where you can at least cause some sort of turnover that then you can slow down their offense.
For sure. And then to wrap things up, Monday night is the LA Rams at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Solid game.
Yeah, there's a couple solid matchups this week, man.
As we said, the Rams are definitely in the division in the position to take the lead in their division. and they've looked really good on all facets of the ball. Aaron Donald looks really solid this year.
He's an animal every year.
It is absolutely bonkers. I have no clue what his sack total is up to. I know he had 4 in one game this year, which is just crazy.
Ridiculous.
Bucks all around probably are the most complete team, but they don't show up every week.
Yeah.
That's my biggest
You don't know what version you're going to get.
Is sometimes, Brady and them click great and everything works out fine. And then other times Brady plays great, the defense plays horrible. The defense plays great, Brady, throws 2 picks.
Right.
So I still think they're trying to figure this all out, just because this is an offense Brady's not used to running. They want him to sling it deep most of the time, I'd say, and not do his short, quick routes that he's used to. So I'm going Rams on this one, actually, because I think Donald will get after Brady.
Okay. I'm going to go the Bucks.
You Brady lover. Is it because Brady? Do you just trust him more than Jared?
Yeah, I think just overall the Bucks offense looks better to me than the Rams does. And also,
this is my bias on not liking AB.
Yeah, good point. If the Bucks defense can show up against the Rams too, that's another factor too that throws it into me. Because you're right, the Bucks are the complete team in this matchup. Aaron Donald could completely wreck the game plan here, but I don't know.
Because it comes down to Donald and Ramsey on that side of the ball. I don't know the rest of the people, so Ramsey's going to lock down somebody.
Is Ramsey going to go? Who's he going to go with? AB? Mike Evans? Godwin?
I doubt AB.
Probably Mike Evans.
I would honestly, if I was the Rams, I would go Godwin. Just because Godwin's that speedster.
Right.
And Evans is great, and he's got that length on you. But if you double him, he still has potential to bring it down. But Godwin, if you get burned by him, he's gone. And I'd want to limit the big plays and throw him on there. I could be completely wrong, and Sean McVay could completely go a completely different route.
Yeah.
Sean McVay for them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds right.
But that's what I would do and kind of make them almost do our type of offense where we do the short routes, make a guy miss, and then kind of and go from there.
I think high scoring in this one. I'm going to go 42-37 Bucks.
Okay. I'm going to say, just because I'm picturing Donald wrecking this game, I'm going to say 35 35-7 35-27.
Okay. Still pretty close, but
yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then on teams on bye, we've got the 49ers, the Giants, the Bears, and the Bills. So, and that wraps up.
Bills have a bye at a horrible time. They're still crying at home.
After that miracle.
That was nuts.
That was nuts. Crazy. That was a crazy catch. Crazy play overall, too.
That was, from
start to finish.
If that's not catch of the year, I don't know what is.
Oh, yeah.
So, DeAndre, triple coverage.
How's it going to get beat?
Yeah.
No way.
Nuts.
All right, man. Do you have anything else to add to the predictions here?
Nope.
Okay, cool. Neither do I. So, thanks, everybody, for watching and listening in, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.